The Miracle on the Hudson, a story of courage and heroism. It was an ordinary winter afternoon in New York City on January 15, 2009. The skies were clear, the temperature brisk, and for the passengers aboard U.S. Airways Flight 1549, it was supposed to be a routine journey from LaGuardia Airport to Charlotte, North Carolina. They settled into their seats, stowed their bags, and fastened their seatbelts, unaware that they were moments away from becoming part of one of the most extraordinary aviation stories in history. In the cockpit sat Captain Chesley, Sullenberger, a veteran pilot with decades of experience, and First Officer Jeffrey Skiles, who was handling the takeoff. The Airbus A320 soared into the sky, its engines humming steadily. Everything was textbook until 90 seconds after takeoff. A sudden, deafening thud shattered the calm, then another. The plane lurched violently as the unmistakable smell of burning filled the cabin. Silence. The engines had gone completely still. The unthinkable had happened. In the cockpit, Sully's mind raced. The plane was losing altitude rapidly, and there was no time to panic. He radioed air traffic control, his voice calm but firm. "Mayday, mayday. We've lost thrust on both engines." The controller suggested an emergency landing at a nearby airport, but Sully quickly assessed the situation. They wouldn't make it. He made a fateful decision. "We're going to be in the Hudson," he said, his tone resolute. The Hudson River, a frigid, fast-moving expanse of water cutting through the heart of New York City. Landing a plane on water was a near-impossible feat, with slim chances of survival. But Sully knew it was their only option. He guided the powerless aircraft with the precision of a master, aligning it perfectly with the river. The cabin crew shouted instructions. "Brace! Brace! Heads down! Stay down!" Passengers clutched each other's hands, whispered prayers, and prepared for impact. Then, with a bone-rattling jolt, the plane hit the water. It skidded across the surface, sending up massive sprays of icy river water. But miraculously, it stayed intact. The passengers were alive. Chaos gave way to calm as the cabin crew sprang into action, guiding passengers out onto the wings and inflatable rafts. Water began to seep into the fuselage, but rescue boats were already on their way, their captains navigating skillfully through the river's current. One by one, the 155 souls aboard were plucked from the freezing water. Captain Sully was the last to leave the sinking plane, walking the aisles to ensure no one was left behind. His composure and quick thinking had turned what could have been a tragedy into what the world would call the Miracle on the Hudson. Sully's actions that day weren't just about skill. They were a testament to preparation, leadership, and the quiet heroism that often goes unnoticed. He later said, "I wasn't a hero, I was just doing my job." But to the passengers whose lives he saved, and to the millions inspired by his story, he was more than a pilot. He was a symbol of hope. And so, every time we look at the Hudson River, we're reminded of that extraordinary day when a man's courage and humanity shone brighter than the towering skyline of New York.